Let's go!
The AT&T Stadium crowd is making a lot of noise.
I hope for the same thing.
It is as expected on this place.
Come on, take the ball away, America's team! America's team! That's who we are!
Welcome into Cowboys Flashback. I'm Dani Sureck. The Cowboys' 37-34 victory over the Giants feels more like a loss because quarterback Dak Prescott's season is over after a gruesome right ankle injury. Prescott left the game in the third quarter with a right ankle compound fracture and dislocation, ending a phenomenal season in which he already broke multiple team and league records. Prescott has never missed a start in his NFL career and will now miss the rest of the season after having surgery Sunday night. The support for Prescott was overflowing both online and on the field. The Jones family, his teammates, his coaches, all looking distraught as their quarterback left the field in tears. Former Cowboys coaches are now on the Giants sideline, part of their coaching staff, including former Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett. Garrett was seen with Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy looking over Prescott, offering love and support. McCarthy understands what a devastating loss this is to the team.
I could just tell the way he went down. It was of serious nature, and then when I got it was first Tristan. I knew Tristan was his injury looks to maybe be serious, and then walk up on Dak and you knew right away that it was serious. So yeah, I just I feel terrible for him. He was having a tremendous year, just my short time working with him. He's made such an impression on me, and he's clearly the leader of this football team, and I have no doubt that he'll bounce back from this, and this will be all part of his great story. This will just be another chapter in a great story. He's a fine young man and an outstanding quarterback.
Yes, Mike, can you talk about what was your message to the team after this game where, like you say, such a gruesome injury to Dak, but everyone responds and then comes back? What did you say to the team?
Well, really the message was our fight is our flight, and if you look at the 5 games that we've played in, we've had some rough moments, but every game has come down to the end, and the composure, the communication on the sidelines. I thought we were much better than we were this time last week. So by no means do we have a lot of work to do. There's still some things we can sync up better, and I think it allows everybody to perform at a faster level. So we got better. We improved today as a team. Most important thing is we won the game, but we're going to have to make some adjustments moving forward.
Can you talk about what you got from Andy Dalton tonight? Short notice.
Well, I mean, Andy come in and made the key throw there at the end. It's just the defense giving us the opportunity, and I can't say enough about the connection between him and Michael. At the most important part of the game. So that's big time football, and you got to make big plays at key moments to win games in this league, and that'll never change. And Andy did a heck of a job.
Can you talk about that moment as you're standing there assessing Dak's injury and Jason Garrett's there with you? Did you guys exchange any words? What was that moment like?
It was a personal moment, but yeah, I have great respect for Jason Garrett. I mean, always have and always will. So, I mean, it's I haven't seen him in a while. That's definitely not that's not somewhere where I know it's hard on him too. So we talked about it briefly after the game.
Chief Operating Officer and Director of Player Personnel Stephen Jones went on 105.3 The Fan Monday and said this does not change the course for Dak Prescott for this team. They still want him as the quarterback for this team for the future. Prescott was playing in a contract year on the franchise tag. The Cowboys' next man up mentality will have to continue, and they'll have to show their resiliency because they now have a slew of starters with season-ending injuries. quarterback Dak Prescott, tackles Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith, tight end Blake Jarwin, defensive tackle Gerald McCoy, and defensive tackle Tristan Hill tore his right ACL in Sunday's game. That next man up mentality will also continue at the quarterback position. And right after this, we talk about former backup, now starting quarterback Andy Dalton. Don't go anywhere.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T. Rico's products make every game a home game with Rico's. And by Reliant, an NRG company. This segment is brought to you by AT&T.
Quarterback Dak Prescott was carted off the field in Sunday's game when tears. He pumped his fist into the air and received a booming ovation from fans at AT&T Stadium as he left with a right ankle injury. The Cowboys signed quarterback Andy Dalton to a one-year deal this offseason after spending the last 9 in Cincinnati. Dalton said he knew from day one his role as a backup quarterback would be supporting Prescott and preparing every day in case he had to go into a game. Turns out that preparation came in handy when he took over in the third quarter.
Yeah, you absolutely hate it for Dak. I mean, the way that he was playing this year and, everything he's put into it, I hate to see that for him. And so, it's emotional. You hate that injuries happen in this game. Unfortunately, they're part of it, and I'm definitely praying for him. It's been a lot of fun to be around him ever since I've got here, just to see how he works, see how he prepares, and you can see with just the way that he was playing this year. And so I absolutely hate it for him, and definitely am praying for him.
And then you go in there, you get sacked on the first play, but then just how you felt you and the offense responded the rest of the way after that injury.
Yeah, I think obviously the first play we would have liked to have a better outcome, but there was no flinch. We ended up scoring on the drive, able to finish that drive off, and then obviously the next possession or the second possession, we fumbled the ball, gave them a chance, got them back in the game, and but the one thing that you've seen with this team is there's no flinch, and we've played all the way to the end in every single game, and that's what you love about it. Everybody's playing for each other, and today we were able to find a way to win.
Andy, when you came out on the field there a minute ago, you had a big smile on your face. Can you just describe the feeling that you had as you walked out there? Yeah,
it's like, for a lot of people, you want to be in those situations. Tie ball game, get a chance to go down, 2-minute drive to win the game. And so, you want to instill confidence in everybody. I've obviously been in these situations multiple times, and so it's a lot of fun to be in those situations. And so, fun to see how everybody responded. Everybody came out, made big plays. Michael Gallup with 2 incredible plays to get us down there and get us in field goal range. And so, that's why you play this game, for moments like that.
Andy, can you go ahead and describe those 2 throws to Gallup, what they were, and just how Michael was able to make both of those catches and how good he is going up and catching the ball at its apex? Yeah,
he's so good at it, and you've seen it all year. You put the ball up anywhere close to him, he's been able to come down with them. And so, the first one got out of the pocket. He did a great job of coming back and making a great catch on the sideline, getting 2 feet in, and then the play at the end to win it. That was huge for him to go up and make the play. That's what he does. We've seen it all year. We've seen him do it in other games. We see it do it in practice, and so no surprise there. That's why you go to him in those moments.
In the final 40 seconds of the game, Dalton found wide receiver Michael Gallup for 2 back-to-back big-time plays, which set up the team for the game-winning field goal. It feels like a weekly occurrence at this point that Gallup is the one making those clutch plays, leading to points on the board. Don't go anywhere. We continue talking Cowboys offense and this team's resiliency after losing their starting quarterback after the break.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T.
Running back Ezekiel Elliott flashing the number 4 after his second rushing touchdown of the game, showing some love for Dak Prescott. Zeke and Prescott entered the league together in 2016 and have a close connection on and off the field. As a friend and teammate, Elliott had a simple explanation on how it felt to watch Prescott leave the game.
I mean, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. Honestly, I know we won, but it just sucks to lose Dak, our leader. And I was talking to the guys. It's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us to fill that void that we're going to be missing from 4, and we just got to go out there and play for him.
What was the message after he immediately went down and you guys had to regroup? Andy Dalton's in the game. What was the message to the guys about focusing, trying to put that behind you from now and get the win?
Grabbed the O-line, told them that the game's going to be on us. We're going to have to grind it out a little bit, and they were up to the challenge. Open up that big hole to get us in the end zone that drive. But it just told the group of guys that it's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us. We're all going to have to make a play to make sure we go win this for 4, and that's what happened. We all did.
How tough was it? Can you even imagine what Dak is feeling right now, Zeke? Can you imagine what Dak is feeling?
No, I can't. I can't. But I'm going to support him. I'm going to be here for him. We all are. This whole team will, and we're going to go play for him.
How tough was it to refocus like that, Zeke, even though you're one of the ones delivering the message? How tough is it to do that in that situation?
It's really hard. Like I said, just losing our leader, losing 4, he means so much to this team. So it's hard, but we knew we had to go out there and do it for him.
Zeke, do you feel more pressure now to kind of carry the load a little bit offensively without Dak?
Maybe a little bit, but we have a lot of great guys on that offense. Andy's played a lot of ball. He has an excellent receiving core, and those guys can play out there. And I think we're all just going to have to do a little bit more.
Hey, Zeke, right after Dak's injury, you scored on that touchdown run and threw up his number into the TV camera. What were your emotions like in that moment, scoring so soon after that happened?
Just pumped. Just losing 4 a couple plays before that, and then, finishing that drive off like that, it meant everything. But, yeah. I can't even think right now.
Elliott and his teammates were visibly emotional with their heads hung low as they watched Prescott leave the field in tears. They'll now have to be without their star quarterback, their leader, for the rest of the season. We saw the best defensive performance from this team so far, including a defensive touchdown. Stay where you are. Cowboys Flashback continues after this. Cornerback Anthony Brown made his presence known in his first game back off IR from a rib injury with a scoop and score for 6, the first defensive touchdown for the Cowboys this year. The Cowboys held the Giants to just 300 total net yards and hit quarterback Daniel Jones 10. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence had a strip sack, which led to Brown's fumble recovery taken into the end zone. After the game, Lawrence touched on the resiliency of this team after watching Dak Prescott leave the game and still finding a way to pull out the win.
We knew what was at stake. This is a division game. We know Jason Garrett was coming back in town, and he was looking for a win on this stage. And it was up to the defense not to let that happen. And just playing in the game, I feel like we still got a lot to do, and we can keep getting better.
DeMarcus, what is it about Dak, how you've gotten to know him, that gives you so much confidence about how he'll bounce back?
Yeah, man, it's just being around him and understanding he's going to give you his all. And we knew that ever since, he came in when Tony went down. He's been giving us his all since day one, and we're going to support him through this injury, and he'll be back.
What do you make of it? Not just what you went through today, but also everything this year that Dak's been through and how this will make him stronger, not just today, but everything he's gone through?
In the Bible, it says the Lord won't put you through anything you can't bear. Dak's a hell of a player, a hell of a guy. His personality is outstanding. I mean, it's all, you know, high-flying colors with Dak, and it's really nothing bad you can say about the man. And I support him, and this team support him, and can't wait till you get back.
Y'all had a lot more luck this week in the passer than y'all have previous weeks. What do you think contributed to that today?
I ain't heard nothing you said. Say it again.
Y'all had a lot more luck rushing the passer this week compared to previous weeks. What do you think contributed to that?
I mean, it's all about stopping the run on those first, second downs, and you'll be able to get the chance to rush your passer. You know, just a lot of studying. The defense came together this week. We watched film together. We ate together. It's all about being able to play together. So we played. All 11 guys on defense played together today, and that's what it's all about. You can't be able to rush if you ain't covering. You can't cover if you ain't getting no rush. So it's all about playing as one, and we played as a unit today.
Cowboys will need to carry over this momentum and confidence to try and get their first pair of back-to-back wins. Linebacker Jalen Smith had his best performance of the year. He finished with 14 tackles, half a sack, and 2 quarterback hits. We hear from Smith next.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T. Academy, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
Welcome back to Cowboys Flashback. Linebacker Jalen Smith suffered a gruesome knee injury in his final collegiate game with Notre Dame. He recovered, was drafted by the Cowboys in 2016, and is now a leader of the defense. Smith very well understands the physical and mental strength it takes to overcome a long-term injury. That's why he says he was so emotional watching quarterback Dak Prescott leave the game in tears with a season-ending right ankle injury.
Devastating when you lose your number one. It's really words can't explain. I know how it feels. I've experienced it myself. But I know Dak's a fighter. We came in together. We came in together as rookies and built a great relationship. And one thing I know about him, he gonna fight. So just looking forward to hearing his voice. Got to hear him.
Is it hard to kind of watch that from the sidelines, knowing that once he leaves the field, you guys got to get back to business again?
When that happened, everything was about four. Everything was about getting this win for him. And we know what we have to do.
The thoughts on the defense today look like you guys had a little bit better effort this week than last week. Just how do you think you guys played overall?
Absolutely. Confidence, playing as one. Understanding that there's going to be ebbs and flows of the game, but continuing to fight. It's just one step closer to establishing our identity. That's kind of been the focus this week. I interviewed on Thursday and was just talking about how we want to get our standard right and our culture right for not only this team but this defense. And it's one step closer today.
How personal did you take it as one of the captains of that defense when you heard all week long that the defense was letting the offense down and you guys need to step up?
We know. We're all grown. Excuse my language. We're all grown as men, and we know what we have to do. It was just about putting our minds together and collectively and figuring out how can we accomplish the mission. Me being a leader of the defense, it starts with me. Just took it personal. I'm a fighter, and can't nothing break me. So it's just a blessing to have this opportunity today.
And you saw Dak go down. Did you think about your own health issues when you was at Notre Dame? Did that bring back a stark reminder of how hard it is to come back from that, or even did you not even try to think about that?
No, whether I tried to think about it or not, it came to my subconscious mind, and I was just thinking about that moment, everything I endured. I seen the tears in Dak's eyes, and just reminisced, you know, when I went through that same thing. But like I said, I know he's strong. Me, Dak, and Zeke, we all came in together as rookies and built a relationship, and we're going to hold it down for him. He's going to be all right.
Cowboys get an extra day of rest and preparation before hosting the Cardinals Monday night at AT&T Stadium. Thanks for watching Cowboys Flashback. I'm Dani Sureck, and I'll see you next time.